Hey guys, I wanted to show off a video of a good way to catch haulers that are moving through wormhole space, or pretty much any type of space for that matter. It might not be the best in case space, but for wormholes, this is pretty solid. And I do realize that by me putting this video out, it may not be the best idea for me, since I also use haulers. Usually if the hauler is fit well, this won't work, but you know, catching viters and things like that are always going to be tough. So in the background you'll see some footage of a standard hauler trap that we use. There are 3 rolls that you're going to want to fill, and even with these rolls it still takes a bit of luck as always, especially with these hauler traps. Number 1, you're going to want a scout. Number 2, you're going to want a bubbler. And number 3, you're going to want a boosher. So the scout is the eyes. They aren't completely needed for the catch, so if you can only fill 2 of the rolls, have it be the bubbler and the boosher. You'll want to at least have intel on your target, obviously. You gotta know where they're going, where they're coming from. You know, you can put your scout outside in case space watching the wormhole. That's probably the best place for it, so they can see them show up in local. The bubbler is just an interdictor with the warp disruption probes. They're going to be on the inside of the wormhole. Along with the boosher, which is a command destroyer fit with a micro jump drive. Both the bubbler and the boosher in this demonstration are on one side of the wormhole, cloaked near each other. By being cloaked, you're able to use the element of surprise, which is the main way that this works. And you have a really good chance of catching them make a mistake, even if they're well fit. So them being near each other is to ensure that the bubbler comes with our boosher more easy once they both uncloak. Now I'll take you through the process in the footage. So the scout is watching the target come into system and sees them head to the wormhole. Our other 2 pilots get ready. The bubbler and the boosher see the splash here on the HISAC hole. This is where a couple things need to happen in order, and it's the most crucial moment. You want your hauler to decloak first. Why wouldn't we just uncloak and bubble immediately on seeing the splash? So if you uncloak and show your hand, if they're smart and they're a well-fit hauler, you're not going to be able to catch them. You were better off just sitting uncloaked with an instant lock carries or something similar. By allowing them to uncloak, you are hoping for them to click warp. So if they have a nullifier, you're more likely to catch them being lazy and not using it. If they're in a blockade runner and they cloak, they will be dead in the water as long as they haven't used the nullifier. A hauler can only use the nullifier if they are uncloaked. So with that explanation out of the way, you'll see that both the boosher and the bubbler uncloak at the same time. The boosher begins aligning to the hauler and starts his boosh. As soon as the bubbler uncloaks, he's going to drop an immediate bubble, and then he start approaching the boosher and focus on making sure they are close enough to the boosher that they come with it. If the hauler is smart and they have a cloak on the ship and they cloak up at this point, you can still get a boosh off even though the ship is cloaked. So at that point, you're pretty much hoping that you both will get the decloak as you're booshing them off the hull. It can be pretty difficult to do, but it's definitely possible. So as the boosh is going off, you'll want to drop 1 more bubble. This bubble will come with the boosh play, and it'll ensure that you have the bubble on the hauler the entire time. If you've made it this far, and your prey is off the hull, the most difficult work is out of the way. From here, you'll want to get any scram or points that any ship has on the hauler. You'll also want to continue to bump the hauler out of alignment in case they still have a fitting trick up their sleeve. So that's all I got for today. I really appreciate everyone that makes it this far in my videos and are enjoying the content. I'm planning on putting together a few more of these Wormholer centered tutorials, so if there's anything that you guys would be interested in me talking about, let me know in the comments below.